25 miles an hour. Because of the stronger winds,
I'm coming home to North America. But this week, everything has changed.
About midday, someone knocked on the door and told us a hysterical, frightening story that there were terrorists all over the country. I felt fear, absolute fear. Fear for myself and for my loved ones, for people in this city, for the whole world, just a kind of fear. And so we sat and meditated, and I opened myself to fear.
Innocent people die. If there is a God, where is He? Why isn't He defending us? Why isn't He helping us? Why are we in a moral of like, we don't know what's going on?
A lot of people were talking about this was worse than Pearl Harbor, so I just wrote, if this is worse than Pearl Harbor, will we do something worse than Hiroshima?
The time is running to the end. The time is running to the end. This blood showdown between good and evil will be destroyed to the end. And then Jesus will come. And then Jesus will come. See the brother here? See the old gentleman, everything. But what about the spirit, the one that you don't see? The angels are here.
I emerge above ground at Canal Street, the farthest the subway runs these days. A heavy odor tells me I'm getting closer. It's an acrid stench of burning buildings, a toxic stew of asbestos, plastic, PCBs, dust, and ash. Ash. I cough on the thick air and realize with a jolt that I'm breathing particles of the dead, like all New Yorkers these days. The practice of breathing in suffering and out compassion becomes quite literal. I walk a few blocks uptown to meet with a Buddhist teacher and Zen peacemaker, Sensei Enkyo. Her quiet sanctuary is immersed in the smoke of Ground Zero.
I was down there the other day and it was filled with tourists. Now one could take the tack that there was something wrong or inappropriate about their going there, but I didn't think so at all. My sense was people wanted to be close to this place of great suffering so that they could connect in their hearts with their own vulnerability.
In the weeks following 9/11, Sensei Enkyo, like many New Yorkers, has taken refuge at Union Square Park. Where Times Square is the domain of the corporation, Union Square is the place of the people.
Some of you may think it's very disrespectful of me to stand here with this, identifying myself as a Middle Eastern, as a Muslim.
No, not at all.
Yesterday in Bay Ridge, 2 girls, 12 and 13 years old, wearing the headscarf, were beaten to death. I just want to tell people I understand what's going on in our countries. We live what you just went through every day. We know what it means to go out on the street and be afraid that a bomb is going to explode on us.
I've been here every day until I get tired. 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, I don't care. The reason I keep the candles lit is people need to face reality. There's still people over there. There's still bodies. There's still pieces everywhere. And we need to continue mourning. Even if the park continues to take it down, I'll continue coming here and lighting them up. And I keep them lit because I want people to come here and sit down and cry. A lot of people haven't cried yet.
We'll see if they'll listen to you over there.
I already said war is not good.
Well, then why are we in a war? We're in one. You say it's not good, but we're in it.
All right, let's lose it. Let's lose it.
You got people there who've been trained from the time they're 10 years old to be murderers. Too bad. So are our people. Our people died.
That's right.
What should we do? Ring bells?
No.
And say, oh, everybody love each other?
No.
They're not gonna...
No. What we can do... No. What...
Oh, yeah. I'm going to ring your bell.
Hey, come on, Jackson.
One can't just squash that reaction of anger. One has to listen to it and really examine what are we really angry about. We are not living in a bubble that is separate from the terror and violence, the institutionalized violence that goes on all over this world. And I think this country has been living in a bubble for a long time, not realizing that we are part of it. That in many ways we contribute to the conditions that cause this.
We are on an island under siege. Everything is called into question. Anthrax is appearing in mailboxes. The army patrols the streets. Yesterday, the FBI issued a warning that another attack was expected. There's a fear that terrorists will use the confusion of Halloween to strike again. The police department is sending every cop it can spare onto the streets to protect us from the invisible enemy.
God bless America!
Captain, if Osama were here, what do you think he'd be dressed as?
If he was smart, he wouldn't be here, but if he were here, he'd probably be dressed as me. Safest thing to be right now, in this great land of ours.
Well said, thank you.
That'd be me. The soldiers scare me, but the angels are glorious. I am an angel hunter, running down the street at the distant flash of luminous wings.
When they rushed to their cell phones, when they knew that something terrible was happening in the jets and in the towers, and they dialed their loved ones, or sometimes they just ended up getting an operator talking to them. They said, I love you, I will never forget our life together. Then that came to us, didn't it? Do you remember? Yeah. Even your hippest, most irony-ridden friends. Yeah. That somehow, all of a sudden, they were essentially looking you in your eye, you were looking them in their eye, you were hugging each other, and you were saying, boy, this is great, we're alive, we value these moments. And we were doing that here in Union Square with each other. Oh my God.
If you were to look at it from a global point of view, through time and space, you would see that actually what has happened here is a gift. Hard thing to say, difficult thing to say and to really appreciate, but if ordinary human beings in the world can see their own suffering and can really feel their own vulnerability, then perhaps they become aware of the vulnerability and suffering of others. That's what going to a sacred place, going to a place where great suffering has taken place, that's what that's about. It's going there and opening yourself completely to your own vulnerability and to pain and acknowledging it and not blocking it out. That's the transformative moment, when you begin to see that you're not separate from any of the people involved in the situation, and then change can happen. That's why people need to go to Hiroshima, Nagasaki. They need to go to Cambodia. And now, here.